Today on The Joy of Editing, I'll be working with Photoshop Beta. I'll show you how you can work with multiple parametric filters. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, and welcome to The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. Today I want to show you how we can use multiple parametric filters, stacked up on top of each other. I'll show you how you can move those filters around, how we can use different blend modes and adjust opacities, a lot of different things here. This shouldn't be too long of a video, but I think it'll be very informative. So let's jump right in. As I said, I'm working in Photoshop Beta. You're only going to find the parametric filters in Photoshop Beta, but hopefully at some point they'll come over to Photoshop 2024. But for now, we can work here in Photoshop Beta. Now, to find your parametric filters, come up here to the Photoshop menu, click on Filter, and click on Parametric Filters. And then the Parametric Filters panel comes up. Now, here's what I like to do. You see this double arrow right here? Give that a click. The panels go away. And then you see this little line right across there. If you click on that line, and I'm going to drag, do not release the mouse, click and drag, and we can dock it over here. You see these little blue lines that are showing up as I hover around here. As soon as I see a single blue line, I'll release my mouse click and I can dock it right here. And now if I click on this icon, we can get the parametric filters panel to open up. Or if I click on this one, this will give us our property panel where we make all the adjustments. Now, nothing shows up here now because I have not yet added a filter. So let me go back and click on the parametric filters, and let's choose a filter for this. I do like these parametric filters. They're a lot of fun to play around with. They're not that easy to wrap your head around. I did a video on the oil paint filter. I'll link that at the end of this video. You may want to watch that. But this is really only about stacking up filters, this video today. Let's start out with this filter right here, the scratch photo filters. I'll click it. And as you can see, we have a bunch of scratches on the image. Now I know that's way over the top. So let's make a few adjustments here. You have a scratches slider, you have a damages slider. Let's pull back on the scratches first to get rid of some of the scratches. Now these filters aren't the fastest in the world, so it depends on your computer how fast they're going to work. Now I recommend that you work in medium resolution or draft, and then you can always change the resolution to high or ultra at the end. You could try them out and see what they look like. But let me also come and take the damages. That would be these little tears and things that you see in the image. So we'll take some of that out. I'll pull this back a little bit to the left just to reduce those a little bit. Something like that. Maybe I'll pull my scratches up a little bit more. What I'm thinking on doing here is adding another parametric filter on top of this. Maybe let's try an oil paint filter. It'll take the scratches and damages and turn those into painterly type strokes. Now that I have parametric properties and parametric filters docked over here, it's easy. All I need to do is click on parametric filters. And now we can add another filter. Now you just can't come down here and click on oil paint. It'll replace this filter if you do that. But here's what you need to do. Very important. On a Mac, hold your Option key down. On a PC, hold your Alt key down. And then click on another parametric filter, and it will add it to the stack. So I'm holding my Option key down, clicking on the oil paint filter. And now you see it renders it as a painting. And now you see I have two parametric filters here. And that looks kind of interesting. I don't love it, but let's try something else. Let's add another filter on top of this. So let's come back and click on the Parametric Filters button. And now let's go and add Vintage, this one right here. I'm going to hold my Option key down, Alt on a PC, and click Vintage. It'll add another parametric filter, and there we go right there. Now you can see there's some grain in here. And there's adjustments for grain intensity, color intensity, light and contrast. I'm not getting into all these right now because on this particular filter, I'm going to do something a little bit different here. And what I want to do is, on a smart filter, you see right over here, see this right here, this little symbol here, this little icon. If you double click this, we can get blending options. It takes a few seconds for it to pop up. We can adjust the opacity of this particular filter, or we can also come here and come to the mode, which is the blend mode. And what I want to do is add an overlay blend mode and see what happens right there. So I'm kind of using this filter for the overlay blend mode. It's adding some nice little graininess in here, which looks kind of painterly, and I kind of like that. And I could pull back on the opacity here if I wanted to, but I think I like it there, so I'm going to click OK. So already that looks pretty cool. Now you'll find blending options for every one of those filters. That would be these icons. But now let's make some adjustments on different filters, and I'll show you how we can do that. Now, as far as I can tell, there's no way of changing this from parametric filter to something else. I wish they would label the name of the filter, which makes it a little bit confusing. So you have to kind of remember the order you put these down. Remember, the last one I did was the vintage. The one below that is the oil paint filter, and the one below that would be the scratches filter. Now, with your parametric properties, this is really nice, and this is the way I like to do this. To go and readjust any of those filters, you see right here, this is a drop-down menu. If you click this, if you want to work on the oil paint filter properties, you can click on oil paint filter. And now I can come here and adjust any one of these adjustments I want, or I could go to vintage photo and adjust that, or of course I could also go to the scratch filter, which if you'll recall was this first filter, but you don't have to worry that much because whichever filter is showing up here, that will be the one that you're working on. Now, there's another way you could go about this, which I don't really recommend. You could double click on any of these filters. If I double click on the first filter, which is the scratches filter, if I double click it, we're going to get this message comes up. It's just telling us smart filters stacked on top of this filter will not preview while this filter is being edited. They will be applied after committing the filter parameters dialog. You could check this on if you don't want to see this again and then click OK. And now we could come here and work on this particular filter, which is a scratch filter. Or if I double click on this filter, which is the oil paint filter, I get that same message. I'll just click OK. But now I want you to notice this changes up here to oil paint filter. But you won't get any of those messages if you just change your filters from this drop down here, which is really nice. So let me go back to the scratch photo. We're going to adjust that one first, which will be this bottom filter. But we don't really care here because if you work from this drop-down menu and choose a filter, it will choose the proper filter over here in the layer stack. So that's very important. Now, the only time you have to remember which filter is which is if you want to work with the opacity of that particular filter or the blending properties when you double click here. So you have to remember this is scratches, this is oil paint filter, and this is vintage photo. Let me go back and adjust the oil paint filter. So I'm going to click the drop down, click on oil paint filter, and maybe I'll take the effect intensity and drag it to the left a little bit, make it less intense. Okay, you see that, and maybe I'll adjust my global scale multiplier, which is the overall stroke size. I'll decrease that size by pulling this to the left. Hey, if you haven't seen my video where I show you how all these different sliders work for the oil paint filter, don't forget I'll link it at the end of this video. And so I kind of like that. I think that looks kind of cool. But now maybe I want to come up here and let's click on this drop down and let's go to the scratch photo. Let me click on that because it has this thing called burnt, and that's for the edges around here. Now check this out. If I take this slider and I start to drag it to the right, watch what happens to the edges up here. See how they get burnt? And that looks kind of cool, right? So we could play with that. You know, you can adjust that. You can give it more scratches, less scratches. And remember, whatever you do here, whenever you make an adjustment here, the oil paint filter will also go ahead and readjust itself. So that's pretty nice. So you could go ahead and work with any of these guys that you want. Now, if I wanted to cut down even more on the opacity here of, say, like this oil paint filter, I could double click right here. And it's going to give me this message. I'm just going to click OK. But what I want to do here is take the opacity, see the opacity right here, and let me just drag it to the left a little bit to take some of those paint strokes out, just a little bit like that with the overall opacity, and I'll click OK, and now it re-renders. And see, there's less painterly effect here. So you could go back and work with blending, opacities of each one of the filters, just like that, and that's pretty cool. And now, one final tip. You can take any one of these filters and drag them around and change their position. In other words, I could take the scratches filter, click, and I could drag it up above that filter. You see right there, and we'll let it go ahead and re-render. And now it looks like that. So we could try different positions of these filters And if I want to drag this back, I'll just click on it and drag it back under and give it a second. It'll render out here. And now we're back to where we were. Or what if I take this top filter, which is the vintage filter, and I'll take it and drag it the whole way to the bottom, and let's see what kind of result we get here. So you can play around, move these filters around, and that looks kind of cool too. So there's all kind of different things we could do. And the last thing you can also do is, let's go back and click on the properties, the parametric properties. Remember, for each one of these different filters in the drop down here, you can change their resolution to high, ultra, medium, or draft. So that's up to you, and it pays to play around with that. You got all these sliders. There's all kind of goodness here, so you can play around and see what you want to get here. Well, there it is, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and go ahead and play around with those parametric filters. Stack them up, move them around, adjust them, change their blend modes, change the opacities. All the different things you can do. You can just have a lot of fun here in Photoshop Beta, and I can't wait till this comes over to Photoshop 2024. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and if you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. Click that bell notification icon. Click all so that you receive all of my notifications, and then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll get notified about it. Well, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today on The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly, and I will see you all right here next time. But until then, happy editing.